Hello everybody. What's up guys, KanyeWest5 here with my first ever PSA submission video. So this is my first time ever submitting anything to that company, and I do own PSA graded cards and BGS graded cards, but I've never actually sent stuff to the grading companies myself. So this is a learning experience for me, and yeah, I'll probably make another video when the cards come back eventually in like a month or two. And you know, we can review and see what grades they get. So yes, so basically I just went to my collection and picked out some of the cards that I thought were the most sexy and bodacious, you already know, and to basically just pick out to submit to PSA, and basically the cards that in my opinion have the best chance of getting 10s or 9s. There actually are a few other cards that I plan on submitting in the future, but for now don't want to go too crazy because it's very expensive to submit cards. They're about 20 bucks a pop to submit. It sounds like I'm freaking taking the SATs or some shit, talking about grades and shit. Hopefully I get the A+. So first card is Time Wizard. Freaking hella iconic card used by Joey. MRD, first edition. And it looks to be in really good shape, but obviously I'm not a professional grader, so you can never really know, but based on the cards that I have that are PSA graded, this seems like a decent chance of being a 9 or 10, so we'll see. A lot of it is luck based, so yes. So that's the first card, Time Wizard. Next card is the Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. So African American soldier right here. Love this guy. Used in GOAT format, and the card looks pretty clean, so obviously there are like stingy graders out there that, you know, even if you have a mint card, they'll give you like a 9 or some shit, which kind of sucks, but in cases like that, I'll probably just crack open the card from the case and resubmit it. Amazing Effect was on the ban list for a long time, but right now it's at 3, so that's pretty awesome. But no one's really playing it, but you know, that's just how broken the game has gotten. Back then, this was like the ace card, but now this card's at 3 and no one's fucking playing it. Next card, we got Jinzo. Another one of Joey's cards. Super iconic card right here. Look at that sparkle. God damn, dog. Shit. Yeah, this card looks really nice. Love this card so much. Would love for this card to get a good grade, but we'll see. Those scratches right there is from the case, so no need to, you know, cuss me out in the comments saying this might get like a 5 or whatever. So basically what PSA and other grading companies grade upon is basically stuff like the surface of the cards, the corners of the cards, the edges, and also the centering. And to get a PSA 10, the centering has to be 60-40, which means like the borders from left and right has to be a ratio of 60-40, and top to bottom also has to be at least 60-40. As close to 50-50 as possible. And on the back, I believe it can be 75-25 and still get a 10, which is kind of insane. Like, it can be pretty miscut on the back and still get a 10. But this Jinzo is pretty well centered, fortunately. There's quite a few of these that are miscut, so yeah. I think it's pretty interesting that the cards are graded by centering on top of the actual card condition. Like, a card can be completely mint, but it can be a little miscut or off-centered, and the card will probably get a 9. So that's just a pretty interesting aspect about grading that some people might disagree with, but personally, it's whatever. It is what it is. So yes. Next card I'll be submitting is the very sexy Fortress Whale. Yeah. Pretty iconic card right here, using the anime from Tournament Pack 7. It's a really cool set. You can get stuff like Breaker the Magical Warrior in there, DD Warrior, some pretty cool cards, but Fortress Whale is probably the coolest card from the Tournament Pack 7 set. I think this has a decent chance of getting a good grade. We'll see. Pretty much only Sendian cards that I think have a good chance of getting 9s or 10s. So I do have a lot of other cards that probably aren't PSA standards, so don't even bother wasting my money on sending those. Next up, we have 2 copies of the TP2 morphing jar, used heavily from GOAT Control. Out of all the Tournament Pack sets, Tournament Pack 2 was the least printed, so that kind of explains the ridiculous price of these. Outrageous, if I may say. So these are my 2 best ones, and let's see what the hell happened. And no, these are not the misprints with the Jinzo in the background. These are just the normal morphing jars. And my prediction is that these will probably get 9s. Unfortunately, not 10s. I don't know. There's like very, very minor imperfections on these. Like very minuscule. I don't even know if the camera can catch it. On this copy, there's a tiny white speck right there. I might be way too OCD. I don't know how PSA grades. All I know is they can be some sticklers sometimes. So I'm just, hoping for the best. But there is that tiny white dot. Oh, what the hell? Shit. There's some one tiny white dot right there, and I probably just damaged it just now. So it's probably getting like a 5. Don't want to jinx myself. And this one is pretty minty as well. A little white dot up there, so I really need to calm the hell down. What the hell? I'm just a little paranoid because I spent like, I don't know, $20 a card grading these, so hopefully it'll be worth it. Next card we got super iconic Dark Magician from Starter Deck Yugi. And yeah, when I think about Yu-Gi-Oh, I think about this art of Dark Magician and also Blue Eyes, but pretty much people that don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh can recognize this artwork, so really worth getting this graded in my opinion. Even if you just have like an unlimited version or a different printing of the card, like this artwork is just freaking so nostalgic. So really glad to be able to own one of these and send it in and see what the hell happened. And then next to go along with that, we have the Starter Deck Kaiba First Edition Blue Eyes. And yeah, that scratch is on the case, pretty sure. If it's on the card, I'm kind of fucked, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the case. I don't know if it's just me, but I always thought this artwork of Blue Eyes looked kind of cute. Like, it looked like a baby Blue Eyes. Like, compared to the other Blue Eyes arts, like, this one just looks like a baby Blue Eyes, like freaking Blue Eyes' offspring. But this is the most iconic art of Blue Eyes White Dragon, in my opinion. Next card I'm attempting to grade is the Dark Magician Girl from Magician's Force. Magician's Force was sort of underprinted, kind of like Tournament Pack 2, so it's a little bit hard to get. So we'll see what the hell happened. I know these are really difficult to get in PSA 10s, so this is most likely going to be a 9 on a good day. It does look really sharp, but we'll see. I believe it does have a scratch on the back that you can't really see unless you're in proper lighting, but we don't know if PSA will overlook that. Probably not. Probably will get screwed by it, but we'll see. It's my first PSA submission, so it's kind of like experimental in a way. Next card is the Dark Paladin from MFC First Edition. And this is the corrected artwork, meaning the first edition version you had to actually send the version you would get from the pack, which is like the alternate artwork, send it to Upper Deck, and they would send this back to you. And back then, not many people did that because no one thought, this would be worth money in the future. And basically it's the same card, just different artwork, so people didn't really bother to do that. So there's not too many of these around, so that's why these are definitely very rare and pretty sought after. So it would be awesome if this could get a good grade. I'm not really expecting a 10 because the centering is not the best. You can see the bottom is very thin and the top border is very thick with 2 C's. You already know. So yes, but overall it's a pretty good looking card. So we'll see what the hell happened. Going on to the last few cards here, we have a Dark Magician from Legend of Blue Eyes. This is a second print run version, as you can see from the gloss. Probably expecting a 9 on this, if not worse. Probably a 9. It's really clean. It just has a very small dent right there. You can see if the light shines on it. A little like pin-sized dent right there. So probably will knock it down to a 9, but other than that, it's a really bodacious looking card, so we'll see about that. Next up, we have 2 copies of the Red Eyes Big Black Dragon, so bodacious. Both of these are from the Legend of Blue Eyes 2002 pack, first ever Yu-Gi-Oh pack ever released, so pretty amazing to actually own these. Definitely took me so long to actually find these cards in decent condition. Like, people played with these so much back then that it's almost like impossible to find these in near mint to mint condition. Would be awesome to get a high grade on these. And yeah, we'll see what the hell happened. Legend of Blue Eyes First Edition had 2 print runs, and you can kind of tell by the way the holo shines that these are from the second printing of the First Edition Legend of Blue Eyes packs. And lastly, we have the Big Daddy of Yu-Gi-Oh, the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh. And lastly, we have the Big Daddy of Yu-Gi-Oh, or the Charizard of Yu-Gi-Oh, as people say, Blue Eyes White Dragon. And why am I submitting 3 copies is because basically I just want to increase my chances of maybe hitting a Gem Mint 10 on any one of these. Like if I can actually get a 10 on any one of these, I will probably just go straight down on my knees and do the dancing. Go take a shit on command right away. All 3 of these look pretty bodacious to me, but some have a better chance than others, I would say, at getting a 10. As you can see, the back is a little off-centered, but, the back doesn't matter as much as the front, fortunately. And here's the second copy. I believe one of them has a few very light scratches on the back, so that one would probably come back not a 10 for sure. So I don't really know their standards like exactly, so there's always a chance, always a chance. Anyways, that's it for my raw card submission. And we also have one more card that I'm actually submitting as a crossover. So basically what that means is you send PSA a card that was graded from a different grading company, and they will review it in the case and see if it deserves to be whatever PSA grade that you said was your minimum. And if they think that the card is deserving of whatever grade you want, then they will crack it open from the case and put it in a PSA case basically. So the card that I will be crossing over is the very sexy DDS Blue Eyes. As you can see, got a Gem Mint 9.5 with 9.5 on all 4 subgrades. So I think it has a decent chance of crossing over to a PSA 10, but you never know because, you know, some graders are really strict. Basically, the minimum grade I put on the submission list was a 10, so if this doesn't get a 10, it'll just remain in the case and they won't open it. So anyways, that's about it for my first ever PSA submission video. And this one will be pretty hard to beat. I will be submitting other cards in the future, but goddamn, these are like all my crown jewels from my collection. At least a decent chunk of them. So don't think I'll ever have a submission as dank as this one ever again. But, you know, might as well make my first my best. So yeah, see what the hell happened. So yeah, these are basically just a decent portion of my favorite cards that I own. So hopefully we get some good results and get the A+. So yes, thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video, comment something down below, maybe your opinions on some of these cards, some of your opinions on PSA, grading services in general in the collector's market, maybe the conditions of these cards, what you think each card will get. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.